Welcome everyone.
Damn, that is some dope ass music. I'll tell you what.
Oh, thank you, sir. Yeah, it's my old crappy ass band from like 20 years ago.
Oh man,
uh,
yeah,
so what?
some good music.
Thank you. Welcome everyone back to the long forgotten SkullTank podcast. I know it's been quite a minute, but we've had a lot going on in the U.U.C. and just haven't had time to dust this old tired goat off. But join with me. I got a special guest today. I'm of course your host, BJJ Frank the Tank. Skull Tally's not with us today, but I do got somebody would some people might argue is even better. Is my man, the recently crowned U.U.C Muay Thai champ, Mr. Pepsi Man. What's up, brother?
Frank, thank you so much for having me, man. What's up?
Not much, man. I cannot believe we were just talking before. I can't believe this is your first time on here.
Yeah, I'm really shocked by it. I think maybe one time I was here, but I think I just completely muted and just listened in. I think, but I've never actually exactly been on the podcast. So this has been a long time coming, man. And Skull isn't here, so I guess you can call this the Soda Tank podcast for now.
The Soda Tank podcast. I like it. So, man, how's it feel to get through that fucking crazy ass event that was the last one and that wild Muay Thai tournament we had, and to come out on top as the champion?
Man, I'm so glad that we have it done now, man, and it's just completely over. All the stress and the nervousness is just out of my system, and I mean, it was just a wild ass event. I loved it, every single bit of it. We've had a few changes here and there with the tournament and some of the matches, but I mean, I don't think it was going to change anything, and now I'm the first ever Muay Thai champion, which I'm really happy about.
Yeah, which is crazy because I don't know if a lot of people know you the way that I know you, but I know you enough to understand that you suffer with a lot of anxieties. And I know it's at times you get in your own head about a lot of stuff, and as far as performing and that kind of thing. And to see you actually go out there, because I mean you were up for the kickboxing title fight last season, and you just it didn't seem like anything that you were interested in doing at the time. And to see you actually go through with the damn thing and show everybody what a badass you are, it was really cool to see that.
Yeah, that's been a long time coming too. And you're right, I am very nervous about things. I get into my own head a lot. Um, I really take those spars to heart because, I mean, I'm going 100% all the time while I'm also experimenting on all these different things I'm trying to do to improve my game. And if no one else is doing the same thing, then they're not sparring right, in my opinion. So I take those spars to heart, and I feel like if I'm not performing well, then I'm gonna need time to practice again, and that's kind of what I felt like in the whole kickboxing thing. I was losing. I wasn't really feeling myself with it, and knowing the champion at the time, Pimp, I just felt like, okay, I can win this, but it's not going to be the way that I want to and shit. And I know um not every fight is going to be like complete and utter domination, but I mean, I feel like if I don't dominate, or if I at least don't make it look clear that I am pretty much the one in control, I kind of have a problem with it, and it gets into my head a lot.
Yeah, I think all of us have kind of been there in that situation. You'll be sparring with people, and sometimes you can sometimes you can do things. You have good days, and then other times you have apprehensions, and you start wondering like, is this person actually giving me all that they've got, or
Yeah.
are they just carrying water for me, and I'm gonna go out there and look like a fucking jackass when they knock me out in 15 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, that's you're right about that, man. You are completely right about that. Um yeah, I mean, it's like I said, I take those spars to heart because I am going 100%. And sometimes I'll play around here and there, but I mean, I'm trying to with spars, you're trying to get better. You're trying to improve yourself, see how everybody else is fighting, what the whole meta is. Um pretty much about the game and the stand up and the grappling and all that such, and you're just trying to get better. And honestly, if you feel like you're not getting better, then obviously that's a problem. And I don't think I should try to risk my record uh, if I don't think I'm not really doing well enough.
Yeah, and how do you feel about because I kind of said when we started Muay Thai, at least from what I've seen of you, it just felt like it was just a sport custom made for what you like to do. Because
Yeah.
you were always famously really good with people like Nakamura and stuff, for example. On top of you were really good at striking, you also had really good clinch game and really good throws. So how do you uh, feel about this season having Muay Thai versus the kickboxing of last season?
Well, I feel like there's more room. There's more room to breathe in Muay Thai than there was in kickboxing, honestly. And it's um, it's really good. I'm telling you, it's just completely awesome. Muay Thai is great. I feel like with the additions of the clinch work and the throws, and now having stuff like elbows and such, it's just more exciting than kickboxing was. And don't get me wrong, kickboxing was still really good, but when there's more, it's usually better, especially when you're talking about this game. So I like that there's elbows, I like that there's trips, and there's not really much more to really say about it. I just completely love it.
Yeah, I think we've from the spectators' point of view, I think we've seen way cooler shit happen in Muay Thai fights than we have in the kickboxing fights. Like your huge elbow finish you had on Skull, for example.
Yeah.
You remember doing that to him?
Can you repeat that? I'm
you
sorry.
you
I
had
was kind of busy. I was my mom was talking to me. I'm sorry.
no, you're. I would say like we've seen some crazy finishes like your elbow that you landed on Skull Tally with Jose
Yeah.
Aldo.
Yes. That was a good elbow knockout, but I do think that exhibition I had with Obas, that overhand right against the cage, I feel like that one was better. But the elbow absolutely was awesome. The uppercut that I landed on Starzo was great, and I wish I would have finished Glob Squad too, but I mean he's just really good at surviving.
Yeah, he's very good. I mean, we've seen the baddest strikers on the planet go against Glob Squad, and not that many of them have. It hasn't worked out very pretty for any of them. Like even when they beat Glob Squad, like they usually end up getting the shit beat out of them in the process. So for you
Oh
to
yeah, man.
to go 5 rounds with them is fucking hard to do. Because I spar with the guy all the time, and he's definitely dangerous, especially as it goes later.
Yeah, man. I heard you in the commentary when I was fighting. You said it was hard way to put out Glob, and you're right. I fought him many different times before, and I mean, I'm not really the best finisher in the first place. I usually want to torture my opponent and kind of make them give up on the inside. I felt like after I hurt him in the third with one of the pep steps, I feel like he was just trying to survive for the rest of the fight. And it's like I said, he's really, really good at surviving. He's good in general. He's probably going to be the next MMA champion if he can get through flow. Um, and honestly, if he wins that, that makes me even feel better about beating Glob, and I might make a move to MMA here soon, to be honest.
Yeah, I think you could you definitely have potential to be two division champion for sure, man. Yeah, I do
Yeah.
think I am excited because I don't think I had Glauber Flow being champion on my bingo card when we started this thing, man. And
Oh, definitely not.
yeah, and to know like one of them is going to be holding the strap here in a couple of days, like it's pretty badass. Flows looked like a fucking killer.
I haven't. I'll be honest. I haven't really seen a lot of Flo's work. And I kind of feel bad about it because this guy is probably going to be the next champ. It's either him or Glob. They're obviously going to fight each other, so one of them's going to have to walk out as the champion. But I do feel bad about myself that I haven't actually looked at shit that Flo has done because, I mean, whether you like to say anything about like Abbas and stuff, I guess he is a good coach. If Flo is, dominating like he did, I know he beat Artist. Um, I think at one point he beat Skultali in season one. He beat someone in season one. I was looking back on certain fights yesterday, and overall he's really good. I don't think there's been one person who's beaten him throughout the seasons. I think,
Yeah, he's
if I
undefeated so
recall.
far. I want to say he's 3-0 or 4-0. I can check his
Yeah,
record real quick. And he did also just have a an exhibition win at this last card because his opponent he was supposed to fight somebody. I think he was supposed to fight Lickman, and Lickman was glitching out or whatever the hell.
yeah,
Yeah, he's 3-0 officially, but then he beat Skull Tally at the last card, but that was an exhibition fight. But I mean, getting a win over Skull Tally's nothing to scoff at. But what really opened my eyes is when he took out Hamslinger.
yeah. I completely forgot about that. I don't think I saw that fight either.
Yeah, it was wild. He was started pulling these intercept knees out of nowhere. Very kind of well, I found out that he's also been working with Pimp as well as Abbas, and
Yeah,
I think the Pimp and Abbas both like that intercept knee a lot. So I think that's really made him a little bit more dangerous on the
yeah.
feet because
Them
before he
intercept
was he was
knees.
just kind of one of the people that like to take you down and hold you before, but now he's actually getting really dangerous.
Yeah, man, those intercept knees of everybody is just getting better and better. And I know him a lot. I have been clipped with so many intercept knees from Tommy and spars,
Yeah, he's
dude.
got very good ones.
I think he probably has the best ones, really.
Him and man, that I think the best one that I've ever seen is the one that what's his fuck Corey Lashley got on Shooter Man. Not that that was like,
Yeah,
not that Corey typically has the best knees, but he's got good ones. But that the way that one landed was chef's kiss.
yeah, man. Corey Lashley, both in SFC and UUC, man. I mean, he's just a human highlight reel anytime he fights. It sucks he's not more active. Um, yeah, it just really sucks he's not more active, dude, because I completely forgot I had my interview all set up and shit for like the Muay Thai, and I was actually going to call out Corey Lashley for my MMA return.
That
I
would be fun.
I really wanted to have that fight, really.
Yeah, we've got a couple people like that we don't get them that often. I mean, Ant doesn't show up all the time. Joey hardly ever shows up, but when he does, it's a lot of fun. And then,
Yeah,
yeah, Corey Lashley, and I think we've actually had Ghoul on one or two cards too, and he's one of them guys that's really good. At
that
unfortunately,
was
the
another
schedules don't
guy
work
I
out.
was going to mention. It was another guy I was going to mention. Gul, he's really good. I wish
Yeah,
he was more active as well.
yeah, I think in my opinion, Joey's one of the top five players on this game. I mean, as far as like his variety and wild shit that he can do to people, I wish that he could play all the time, but um, it just don't different people got different shit going on, so we're happy to get him when we can get him.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, you're right
that's
about that,
I think
man.
what makes the Muay Thai really cool as well is like we had 8 players in the Muay Thai tournament, and I dare say we at least got 8 other people that could have easily been in the tournament that weren't in the tournament.
Oh yeah, obviously.
So we've got
Yeah.
I mean we got people like Pimp obviously. Who else we got? Ant wasn't in the tournament, for example. I don't know if we're ever gonna get if Dizzy ever pops his head back in. But then Lickema was supposed to be in the tournament, but his connection was messed up. He's decent, so I mean we definitely got an onslaught of other people. Hamslinger wasn't, or was Ham? Yeah, Ham was in it. He was the late replacement, but I don't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
He was kind of, I think he just threw the fight to Glob, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it's like I said about that division, man. I mean, we have so many killers. It's pretty much death row right now, as you can see, and it's a completely open division. But it's like I said, I want to make it a dead one. Um, and it's man, I just keep fumbling around. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine, bud.
Um, yeah, but what I'm really trying to say here is it's an open division, and I really don't know who I'm going to fight next. But it's like I said, I'll take on pretty much anybody and everyone. I will defend my title right now if we have to. I'll defend my title numerous times on one card if we have to. I mean, I'll even back up for certain Muay Thai fights and make them title fights. I want to be an active champion. I want to make this division a dead one, and I want to be one of the most dominant champions that the U.U.C has ever seen. More dominant than Ant was in SFC, more dominant than Pimp was with both titles. I want to be the most dominant champion ever.
Yeah, that's amazing. And it's what I hear you saying is you want to test yourself,
Yes.
which is that about as cool as shit as you can hope to do. Because a lot of people get to the top and they just want to skate by and see how many easy people they could pick off just to say they defended the belt 6 times or something. But you're calling out. I mean, as soon as you got the belt, you started calling out names that people don't say those fucking names because it's like saying Voldemort on Harry
Yeah.
Potter.
A lot of people do when they get the championship belt, whether that was in either company that I just pretty much referenced. The and I'm kind of mad at myself that I did actually call out people like Dissy and Devin and Nightdown because I called them out at a time where they don't even really play the game anymore.
Right.
That's what I'm upset about. So I know I'm not going to fight the best versions of them. And they skid through, they dominated. Devin dominated. Nightdown was looking very dominant at one point. Slick Kidden dominated. Pimp, I mean, he's there, and it's like I said, I'll take on anyone. If I have to take on him, I will. But he doesn't deserve a shot right now. Pretty much no one in the rankings right now deserves a shot. A whole tournament just got done, and I just became the inaugural champion. So no one deserves a shot. Um, but I'm mad at myself that I actually called these inactive guys out and kind of joined in with the crowd, joined in when Pimp won the title, and who else, man?
Well, yeah, PJ
PJ.
was calling out nighttime for whatever fucking reason.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel bad about that. I should have called out someone who is actually active, will actually defend their championship, and
That's a good point. It's like I'm all for anybody coming and playing, but it's like I want people to stick around. You know what I mean? I don't want people to. If somebody
yeah,
wants to come do a one night thing, that's fine. But let's do a like a just a one off
non-title.
goofy thing, yeah, or a Pride Open challenge or something. So if
Yeah,
people ever want, if you want to ever do a super fight with Night Down and we'll just make it an exhibition fucking fun thing or something like that sounds great.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah, we could
Um,
we could do some goofy fucking rules or what I mean whatever the fuck just to make it where it's
exactly.
it's not apples to apples. It could be apples to oranges.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, man. I mean, if Night Down actually watches this podcast and shit, let me know the
He
next
never
time you're
misses an
gonna do a
episode.
money tournament, man, because I'm broke. I need some money, man.
Oh, speaking of money, I believe we've got uh, a money tournament that's going to be coming up pretty soon. That's being sponsored by our
Sign
man
me up.
Pinky. Yeah, nothing's 100% on it yet, but Pinky's talking about he's going to put up some prize money. We're going to do a Pride Grand Prix because he said it's just been too damn long since anybody's done one, and I kind of tend to agree with him.
Yeah, man, I do agree with you guys on that. It's been a while since we did a whole Pride GP tournament, and I mean, man, Pride GP is just so fun. Pride mode is just awesome, dude. I swear. Your work with Mark Coleman is it's awesome when you do the open challenges and shit in the Pride FC rules. It's awesome.
Pride, yeah, Pride's just it's just so fun, man. The soccer kicks and all that shit. I mean, hell, we seen Hamslinger head stomping fucking Devin for God's sakes. You know what I mean? Like crazy shit happens
Yeah.
in the Pride mode.
Yeah, I think that really scared. pretty much scared off Devin. And it was only a matter of time. Everybody is going to get better. Each passing day, everyone is getting better, and they're trying to progress, and they're trying to just get better and be more complete versions of themselves on this game, on this 10-year-old dead server game, you know? So, yeah, that's that.
Yeah, and I think that was largely one of the goals that we wanted to accomplish with this thing is just to get the baseline skill level of the players to be high. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
compared to when we started, or especially compared to like a year and a half ago. I mean, you remember what it was like even like just a year ago. It was like a new person would come and they would just be fucking cannon fodder. and like it was like you could literally just style on any you know what I mean, anybody that came from UDF server or something. It was just like cannon fodder. Like you could literally do
Yeah.
whatever you wanted to the person. You could give them noogies, whatever. Now it's like, man, everybody we've got competing for the most part, like you gotta earn everything you do. You know what I mean? It isn't like you're just gonna go in and slap them around real easy.
Yeah, the skill gap now compared to when we started and when, one of the first ever UD Free Parsec League started, it is so different. I mean, back then we had when like Art of Striking came in, I mean, he was a bit new, a bit rough around the edges. Um I remember making my debut against Monsec, I think.
I remember that guy,
You know, you had people like Monsec in there. You had the
Kimbo.
one guy who fought Clouds for the kickboxing title, which I still think he should have gotten a rematch, and I stand by that.
Oh yeah, what was
And
that guy's name? Mosey's buddy.
he, he had a
Venetian.
Conor McGregor picture. I know that.
Venetian.
No, it wasn't Venetian.
Venetian was the one that he had the hurricane or whatever. Remember?
Oh yeah, then it should be him. Yeah,
Yeah, and
Vinny.
there was I remember I don't remember exactly what went down, but I remember there was a lot of controversy around that.
Yeah, and
'Cause
you
I think
have like
Venetian had
Doc.
really good leg kicks or something.
Yeah, you had like Doc that started, iCell that started, Sea God that started, Flow at the time. Just a whole lot of guys, just everyone fresh. Donovan Wayne, um, just so many guys, so many guys, and it's actually insane. Mute, Achilles
Yeah,
to heel, fucking,
Abbas was a joke
mm,
back then.
yeah,
PJ was literally just somebody that me and Ham would just take turns just body slamming off the top rope. You know what I mean? Like metaphorically, like, and he
y'all
got
give him
to a
that
point where he
Macho
became a
Man
good
elbow
player.
drop. Giving them the Macho Man elbow drop. I
Yeah,
tell you, dude.
yeah.
No,
I mean,
but
Dizzy used to be terrible.
oh yeah,
But yeah, it's really wild, and not just that everybody's gotten good, but it's like the fact that a person could come in that's hardly ever played this game before, and now I think like the teaching and the fact that we got more brains behind it, we've got more people sparring, we got more camps, and it's like you could take a fresh person, and if they're willing to put in the time, you could have them to where they're pretty damn proficient in this game in just a couple weeks to a couple months.
yeah. Look at the new rookies that we have. Uh, that just in their debut comparing to the ones that we had before.
Yes,
I mean, people like Blessive.
Blessive, yeah, or
Blessive has really surprised me. That's a guy that I would love to fight as well in MMA, but obviously the um, what should I really say? I guess the skill and just the experience, that fight will probably not happen right now. But I hope one day to really fight him.
yeah. I mean, heck, he just took out Infantry Inc. and BKB, and like I mean, it was like his second fight in the league or something like that. And I think his first fight was a draw against
Yeah,
Starzo. It's like
dude.
shit, dude. Like that's pretty badass that somebody can just come in like that. Granted, he's experienced with the game, but you know as well as I do that competition is way different than just playing single player with your buddies couch co-op or whatever.
Yeah, man. He's he has really surprised us all. I'm so happy that we get players like this, like Blessed. And I mean, if we get a whole lot of more active people back, if we can get Candyman be active again, Ant to be active again, pretty much, Corey Lashley,
J
Well, all
Hams,
those guys that we referenced, then dude, it's gonna be such a fucking blast. Even
right?
Keenan, Joey, all these guys.
Yeah, it has the potential to be. I mean, it's already badass, but it really has the potential to just be some otherworldly level of awesome.
Yeah.
And I think what people are finding out too is that most people do with this game. Like this game is like it's like a fucking long term heroin addiction or something. I mean, you could stop playing this game for a little bit. You'd be like, you know what, I'm done with that game, blah blah blah, and then fucking 6 months later, you're gonna get that itch to play this game again, and you're gonna be back with these fucking knuckleheads. You know what I mean? It's the way it is. I don't know why.
No doubt the greatest uh, MMA game of all time. No doubt in my
Absolutely.
mind about
Yeah, and if you want to see some wild shit, man, go back and watch on the SFC channel. Go back and watch like some of your early fucking SFC fights, dude.
that.
Or just any
Yeah.
of them in general. You want to see some fucking shitty striking and some shit. You know what I mean? Like it's
Getting
bad.
strike.
Well, and then it's what the funny thing is too. You were one of the better
uh,
people in the league at the time. You know what I mean? You probably thought
yeah.
like, man, I'm actually pretty good at this fucking game, and it's like, Jesus, you know what I mean? Like the just the levels to the game is bonkers. You know what I mean? You go like just watch like the baseline level of everybody. Like nobody knows how to get up off the fucking ground. Nobody knows how to stuff a takedown. Nobody knows how to slip a fucking punch right. It's just literally people playing pushing buttons.
Yeah, it's just amazing how much we all have improved in really such little time. I love it.
Yeah, I think
I really do.
we had our first uh, card of season one or first exhibition or yeah, it was first exhibition. Say it was like midway through February. It was like February 12th or something like that. So we've gotten a lot
Yeah.
done in a short amount of time.
Yeah, man. Things have just been awesome. Things have really just been awesome.
And uh we got a TikTok now. We've been hitting on the YouTube Shorts thing. We do need to get us an Instagram. I think would probably help things. I think what it's gonna just take is for a couple things to hit virally because I mean we had one or two of our cards went quasi viral. You remember, and like man, we had a lot of people come in just off of like one or two videos that just happened to hit. Like that's the weird thing is like nobody knows what's gonna go viral. It didn't make it. It
Yeah.
wasn't like that card was superior to the other ones, and I used the exact same hashtags and everything. I don't know if there just was nothing fucking going on better than that week or a slow news week or what the fucking deal was. But so if we get some of these TikTok videos to hit, I mean it could be insane. But you know, right now we've only got like 12 views on them or something like that. But it's like if we just get one or two of those TikTok videos to get a couple thousand views, man, I think we would get a lot more fresh blood in here.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. And man, I'm really excited for this up and coming card.
Yeah, dude, we've let's take a quick look at the signups for this, and so this one is gonna be for the MMA title, right? It's gonna be Mute versus I am speaking of the right card, right? And
Yeah, it's going to be the MMA and the bare knuckle titles. I'd love to get in there and just have like free title fights, but
now you at
you
least
know,
need
whatever
you need at
y'all want.
least need a week or so to walk around and wear the thing.
I guess.
And yeah, this is a U.U.C 27 if you can fucking believe it already. And let me see. Yeah, this one's not gonna have 27 fights like the last one we did. But we've got the main event's gonna be Flo taking on Glob Squad for the inaugural U.U.C MMA belt. You guys remember Slick Pimp was the champion all season, and then Slick came in and took his toy from him at at the very last card, and then Slick respectively bowed out of the league. So we're gonna move on with the belt. and crown a new
Wh-
champ, and
What
it's going to
is
either
so
be
weird about it is when they fought both of their fights, the title fight and then the exhibition fight, I think in the Camp Wars, I
yeah,
believe. He flashed them both
it
times.
was strange.
It was. It really was. And I mean, I had Slick winning both fights, but I didn't expect them to just fucking flash him.
Yeah, and it's a weird mix of styles with those two. And I knew it was going to be somewhat of a clash because I mean I fought both of them many times, and
Yeah.
and Slick comes out like a fucking freight train, but you and I both know that he does not check his stamina the best. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it was just gonna in my brain. I'm like, it's just gonna be a matter of if you can pimp intelligently weather this storm and capitalize on it. And it
He did
just
not.
yeah, he just could not, either time. And it's not like it's not a fucking easy thing to do either. I promise you. Like Slick is a fucking monster. It's not like I'll just go out there and wear stamina. Like no, he's very good at what he's doing. But it's
Oh yeah.
the fact that he did it to him twice was shocking. Like you said, and both of them were flashes. But flashes, albeit in performances where Slick basically dominated the fight from bell to bell.
Yes.
Which Pimp looked utterly untouchable the entire fucking season.
I don't know. He always had some. He always had to have some kind of adversity when he fought the Sunwave fight, the Hamslinger fight.
Yeah, he had adversity, but I don't think anybody was like really gaining much ground on him. I mean, it was like Ham was kind of taking him down and neutralizing him and stuff, but he really wasn't, beating the shit out of him.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Did Sunwave rock? I think Sunwave rocked him or dropped him or something. I can't
I
remember.
do think Hamslinger was winning that fight.
I do too. I think if it wasn't for that armbar, I do think that Ham would have got the decision.
Yeah.
But yeah, either
What
way,
would have
we're
been?
what's that?
What would have been?
Yeah, well, what could have been? Yeah, and then that Ham's another one that just man, he's gotten so many bites at the apple, and he just hasn't been able to make it happen yet. But he's having that little setback against Flo. But I mean, hell, if Flo ends up getting the title, then that loss doesn't look so bad then.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
we got a ton of signups for this already. I seen you signed up for yourself for MMA. Then we got Blessive, we got Sunwave, we got Artist, we got Mute, the
Orange
Frenchman
Fiber.
Lickma, Mr. Fiber Orange himself,
Yeah.
Skull. We got him off. The bare knuckle boxing champion him off, and he's fighting. Is it Mute? He's fighting
Yes.
for the. Yes, we got two
He's
titles on
fighting
the line.
Mute. He's fighting Mute. That should be an interesting fight.
Dude, Mute has just come out of fucking nowhere. I don't this wasn't on my bingo card either. He's like I hadn't even talked to him, and I couldn't tell you how long. I don't know if you guys had stayed in contact with him or not. But then like
Oh yeah, I'm in contact with him because he's in my other league.
oh, I gotcha. But yeah, he just at least from my perspective, he just popped up one day after like 6 months absence, and like it seemed like he leveled up tremendously compared to the last time we'd seen him. I don't really know what he's
Yeah,
been doing.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, for me, he just kind of feels the same. He's a little bit more patient than before, but I mean, I think everyone is just not used to seeing this kind of style again because Obas has been out and Mute's been out for quite a while. We don't have Obis. We don't have people that just take these or do these moves and make these decisions that actually end up working because we're not used to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Um,
know what you mean. They come out berserker style, and it always seems to be the Europeans that do this.
yeah, that's what's weird about it.
Yeah, I've always kind of speculated that it might be beneficial to them from an internet perspective. That because there's been times where I've been sparring Abbas and people where it just sometimes makes my block not work. So I don't know. I'm just purely speculating, but I mean people kind of it seemed like everybody's been able to figure those players out in spite of all that. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, it is weird that we all of a sudden we get this guy just throwing wild uppercuts and hooks and stuff. It's like there's always just going to be one of those guys. If one of them leaves, another one pops up.
Yeah, they're growing in numbers.
But I
That's
don't
what's
I
good.
can't remember exactly how he played the last time I'd seen him play, but I don't remember him being um, at least in my brain I was thinking like, man, it used to be if somebody got this guy in side control, he was pretty much a cooked goose.
Oh yeah.
But
Anytime you had him on the ground, man, he was fucked.
we've seen I can't really rattle off all the people he's fought that have had him on the ground so far, but it seems like he's doing a much better job of getting back to his feet.
Absolutely. The only fight I really remember is the one that he had with Hamslinger or Jay Hams. I can't remember exactly which one it was. That was back in SOC, and I think he got tapped out in the third round. Um,
I think that was
but
Hamslinger.
yeah, I think so too. I'm more confident saying it was Hamslinger than it is Jay.
Yeah, I feel like I remember that fight. But I mean, I don't know how we've had so many we've had so many fights, but yes, for whatever reason, our brains pick up on things. But yeah, you know what? I don't know if him and Pinky have fought yet. That would be a fun ass MMA fight, though.
It would absolutely. Um, but yeah, man. I mean, at least you won't have to worry about the ground. You just have to worry about the clinch. Because this is obviously bare knuckle, and him. If we've talked a little bit about it and stuff, and I mean, he says that he's not going to get into a brawl with him, which I mean, he has to really be careful because if he stays out of range
Hmm.
and tries to do the pep step, for example, just in that range, there's a good chance that he gets caught with either a flying knee or a head kick because we know, let's say if it
Not
goes
in
to like,
BKB though.
oh yeah, I forgot about that. Damn, man, I'm so stupid. I'm
he
sorry.
he could
Um,
get caught with a hook or something though, or an uppercut if he tries the lunge and one at distance, you can get uppercutted with them. But um,
yeah, man, my
yeah, and you
CTE is showing.
yeah, honestly, yeah. While we're on the subject of that, so like it's weird to me. I guess it's just the nature of everything. But as soon as somebody, I don't know how many techniques we've seen that were quote unquote OP. You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah,
since like the SFC days and even before that. I mean, if you can go all the way back to the UFC 2009 days on this game, but people will there'll be like these trends or these metas or whatever. People will find these tools and then they'll start using them and then everybody's like, oh, they're OP and sometimes in games developers will even go in there and patch them out because everybody's bitching about them. You know what I'm saying? And
well,
then
it's a
like,
good thing I came in late like this. Honestly,
and then what is crazy to me though is sometimes that shit is legit, but it's like we've seen so many moves that become like a thing on here. You know what I mean? Like for a while in the SFC, you remember when everybody was just spamming takedowns, and me
yeah.
and Nap spoke about it, and everybody was just holding the back on the stick the entire time, and it was like, well, shit, do we have to ban holding back on the fucking stick? Or do we have to limit how many takedowns you can fucking shoot, or you know what I mean? Instead of just letting these things kind of play out naturally, and I think we're seeing that again, and it largely happens when you slap a name on something, right? So
Yeah,
as soon as you name something, people are able to point at it and go, oh, there's that thing, you know what I mean? And they're not really seeing the overall body of the work that you're actually doing because I've been sparring with you since forever, and I know what a good striker and just player at this game you are with or without that fucking tool. And but it's because you happen to have a particular skill that is really good at using that tool, the same tool that everybody else is also welcome to use anytime they want. But
yep.
people kind of want to lead the charge about like, oh, we need to like start limiting these or banning these or something. So what's your thoughts on something like that?
Well, let me go ahead and educate everyone right now about this whole thing with the pep step. First and foremost, everything has a counter in this game, and I have been countered plenty of times in every single one of my fights dating back to UUC when I've used this technique. So it's really weird that people say that, oh, it doesn't have a counter, or oh, this usually doesn't work and shit. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell people right now, like Dissy told people. In MMA, kickboxing, Muay Thai, and etc., you can use things like front kicks. You can go ahead and shoot for a takedown if you're so worried about it, for example. You could clinch, but of course it's a lean in body shot. So it's pretty much like the lean in body hook, and another good counter for that is the hooks. If you can get your hooks in, then absolutely you can do that. Once that lands, you have enough range to actually go for a head kick. And every single time that I have been caught with a head kick while trying to do the pep step, I have been rocked every single time. So that's another big counter that you want to use there. Um, and I mean, honestly, it's just really weird. It's so hard for me to explain shit like this, but I'm just trying to tell you guys, it's not cheap. It's not really cheap. It's probably the best move in the game, just with regular stuff, not even counting advanced shots and shit. But I mean, you have so many counters for it. You have the hooks, you have the front kicks, you have the head kicks, you have back fists, you have uppercuts, you have knees. Every single time I have used these or used the pep step, every single move that I just pretty much listed, I have either been rocked with or countered, knocked down with, or even KO.
You can also catch the pep step.
Yes, you can also catch the pep step. Or, I mean, if you're so tired of it, why don't you try to block?
That's
You,
or get out of the way, stay out of the range, move laterally. I mean, there's that, and that
yeah,
that's largely been. I mean, I've had to defend this position. Several people now have come to me and had questions or issues where it's like, oh, now that we've named this thing, and it's very similar to I feel like the punch flicking thing, right? It's like I came up in a world where punch flicking was just what everybody fucking did. You know what I mean? It was just literally a mechanic of the game, and everybody could do it to everybody, and it just kind of ended up being what it was, and very similar to the pep step. But it's like as soon as you start naming things, then people just go, oh, all you are is a pep stepper, all you are is a punch flicker, all you are is a blah blah blah. And it's like, no, like you can you're still a damn good player with or without that tool, but it's like, in my opinion, it's only unfair if only one person's allowed to do it. If both people are allowed to do it, I do not see the issue. Like if a person wants to pep step the shit out of you, by all means, you go out there. If the move itself really is OP, figure out how to do it better to him.
exactly. And, the thing is with the whole Glob victory and a lot of people complaining about it and shit like that, first and foremost, I want to clear something up that I was not actually mad at Glob Squad or disappointed in Glob Squad. I was actually laughing. The thing is about it is, number one, he had a fucking coach. He had a coach that fights me every time, and he actually has one of the best. Uh, he has one of the best counters and one of the best styles to counter the pep step, and that's pimp. Um, and he said that they were training pretty much every day and stuff. Um, and they just tried to find a game plan. And what Glob said, the game plan was try to get him to get aggressive or whatever. Which obviously I'm not the most aggressive person. I have so many decision victories just because I'm torturing people, and I really don't try to take a lot of chances. So another thing is about the whole Glock thing is we have fought each other for maybe the past month. We have fought each other maybe 3 times. That's 3 matches where we could have found a counter every day that he was training. That was so many days. I guess so many 30 minutes or hours or how much time he was even training. That's how much time he could have had to actually implement the counters that I've literally said to people before our fight and after our fight as well. And you know, he's calling it cheese and shit like that. And I mean, I'm just pretty much laughing about it because, dude, you had the chance to find the counters, but you were too lazy to actually implement something, and your coach was too lazy to actually implement something, and the whole game plan was get him to get into your uh, style and shit. Try to make it a brawl and get aggressive and stuff like that. And I mean, that shit just doesn't really work with me all that much. Um, but the whole cheese thing, I just don't really agree on because it's like I said, that body shot just has more range and maybe comes out just a tiny bit faster than a regular lean in body hook. And that's that, really. It's the same counters, guys, for every single body shot. Every single counter from the body shot, or every single body shot move gets countered from all the stuff that I pretty much mentioned. The head kicks, the front kicks, the knees, back fist, hooks, whatever. It works, and I'm telling you. Skull made an interesting point. Maybe it shouldn't be rocked and stuff. Well, if that's the case, then the lean in body hook should not do damage. I've seen a lot of MMA fights where just a just a body straight was able to be enough to take someone out,
Yeah,
or at least
you
hurt them.
occasionally see somebody just get knocked out with a jab, or I mean, it's not hyper common, but the big thing is too, like there's when you get rocks on people like that, it's usually because you've landed like 90 of them.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like if you get hit with 90 little fucking rocks, like dude, that 90th one's gonna fucking hurt. You know what I mean? Like any just kind of poke on somebody's belly after eating 90 body shots, it's probably gonna cause a rock animation.
Oh, obviously. Yeah, but fucking Glob, man, I mean, he just cannot really take a loss all that well when it comes to me. And I mean, I understand because of the whole pep step shit, but it's counterable. Everyone has said it's pretty much counterable. You need to find the counter. You need to find a style that actually works. Your style is waiting on me, and it's kind of like my turn, your turn. It's not like a Pokemon battle or something,
Right.
It's you got to find shit. You can't just wait on me or expect me to get aggressive and stuff because it's like I said when I fought PJ in the exhibition, or not even PJ, but Abbas. If you're gonna act like a pussy, then I'm not going to fight you because you have to come after me. I don't need to do anything. I know I won. So, you have to come after me. But it's like I said, the third round, he was just in survival mode after he cramped up and clenched his stomach and stuff. That's pretty much it about it. He was just in survival mode the entire time, and he was not desperate enough to try and at least get the win or find some kind of counter throughout the fight. So I truly blame him for losing the way that he did because he was definitely not desperate, and he should probably never be the Muay Thai champion if he's not going to be desperate. Same thing with the MMA. I wish to actually see him win the MMA title, but I don't know if he really will.
Well, and I think it's cool to have people like because I feel like if everybody was a technician like you, it would probably be a pretty boring landscape, and I think we would see a lot
Yeah.
of it would be a lot of like pitter patter matches. That's what I think makes the league fun is that we do have some wild card people, and they and every once in a while that shit works on a technician. You know what I mean? Every once in a while, Abbas will
Yep.
come out here and knock out some wave. You know what I mean? Or every once in a while we'll see some undeserved in quotation marks kind of wins off of just some chaos. You know what I mean? You had your hand, you blocked low when you should have blocked high, and I think
Yes.
that's what really shakes things up. So like it's like I think there's part of it where like it's like man, there's gonna be people that aren't always going to really try to improve their whole overall game, but it's like they are gonna try to find more ways to make the knuckles, you know, kind of like Dan Henderson did later in his career, where it's like he didn't really wrestle anybody or anything. His entire game was just, I'm gonna find a fucking way to put my H bomb on your face. You know what I mean? I think there's gonna be people that they're like, man, I don't want to do all that work that Pepsi's doing. You know what I mean? They're like, I'm gonna fucking just
Yeah,
try to find more
I
creative ways to throw a fucking spinning back fist or something. So I think
I
we're
don't
also gonna see a
expect
little of
people.
that.
Yeah, sorry. I don't expect people to just do what I do to be successful and shit, because you don't have to do what I do to be successful. I have said and I have proved many times that I do not need the pep step. I just do it as a way because, number one, I completely changed the landscape of the striking because of that one move. You know, that's pretty much my move. It's like a signature move of mine. It's like Pereira with his left hook, or let's say, you know, Hendo with his H bomb. Uh, Israel Adesanya with his leg kicks and his nasty, nasty hooks and counters. Um, I don't. What I'm mad about and what I want Glob to understand is I'm not going to change my style just to give you a better chance. You're. It's just. It's so weird that he's expecting that from me, because that's just pure laziness. You're just showing that you do not want to be a champion here. And if you can't change your style, if you can't change the rhythm, find the patterns that I was doing and, you know, such and such with pretty much everybody, then you're not going to make it far. If you can improve, you're not going to make it far.
Yeah, and that's kind of like the crux of this whole thing, right? Is it's like you if you don't put it in, you can't really expect to get it out. You know what I mean? Like there's always that chance. This is a wild thing, but it's like if you're not really in there honing the fucking shit, if you're just kind of like, you know what, I could crack pretty hard. I'm gonna go in there and try to crack. It's like you can't really be upset when the technician comes in there and eats your lunch. Like, I mean, people do it every single day in jiu-jitsu tournaments or in
Yep.
you know, they're like, man, all this guy does is just sits guard and fucking tangles legs up, and it's like, yeah, because you can't do anything about it. You know what I mean? Like, this guy's not
Yep.
he's not gonna jump in your fucking triangle. You know what I mean? Because you know, for the sake of brevity. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't owe you that. You know, not
Yep.
everybody's Max Holloway and points to the middle of the octagon in a fight that they were winning.
Yep. Yep. You are absolutely right about that, Frank.
So let's see what time we got here. We got just a few minutes left. So let's is there anything else coming up that on this card or just in general that's you got your eyeballs on?
I'm obviously looking at the I'm obviously looking at the MMA title because I'm probably gonna try and hunt that. I'm trying to get on the I'm trying to get on the card, of course. I don't know who I'm going to fight, but if I had to choose anyone, I would love to fight Corey Lashley, but I don't think he's signed up. Um, I really don't know. I mean, all we really have about this card is the two title fights. That's pretty much it.
We do have the returning Sunwave. I just noticed that's going to be yeah, and he's another person that was absent from the Muay Thai tournament too. So
Yeah.
he's going to be an exciting addition. Um, it would really be something if we could get Ant on if not this card, maybe on Sunday's card or something. So I think he would shake things up too because he is 1-0 in Muay Thai. And honestly, like the Foxcatcher, we know how good the coaching is over there at Foxcatcher. It's just we haven't just it's just all their players have been MIA at this point. So it's like
Yeah.
if we could get some of that their tactics and their eyeballs on these situations. I'm kind of curious to see how they approach these types of things. You know what I mean? I'm kind of interested to see the coaches battle, well, you know, vicariously through their guys. You know what I'm saying? If they can get their guys to solve the puzzles that you're presenting right now, that you and your team members are.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Himos fucking he's come such a long way, man. It's really cool to see. I mean, you guys got two belts right now. Kind of sucks that you took one off one of my guys, but it's like, at the same token, man, it's like Himos. He's worked his fucking. He's worked harder than probably anybody in the fucking league. To see him finally
Yeah.
get a strap, man, is really cool.
Yep, I'm happy for him. If I just really hope that he doesn't get this big fucking ego because now he's the champion. I really hope he doesn't get a big ego. I feel like I've kind of gotten an ego, but I mean, I'm what it really is I'm so happy that I finally did it after all this time, avenging that loss with only like 30 seconds remaining in a leg TKO against Ant and Kickbots and then SFC. Finally, now getting the championship that I feel like I really deserve a lot. Um, so it's like I said before, it's not a Cinderella story; it's a George Foreman story, and I finally avenged myself. That's why I'm so happy. But I'm not trying to have like a big ego and act like an asshole and such and be annoying because if I do that, then I feel like I'm another Clouds and I'm another PJ, and I really don't want to do that.
Man, like I said, I think the people that actually know you don't think that that's what's going on. I've kind of just likened it to like you kind of like went up to the fucking mountains to train, you know what I mean? And you didn't come back down until you were damn well ready to come back down. That's kind of
Yeah,
the way I was looking at it because I'm like, I know Pepsi could probably come in here and beat 90% of these people on any given day, but he wants to make damn sure he could wring out everybody's fucking ass before he comes back down. So I feel like that's you've got that confidence in your skill. You feel like you could fucking take on anybody. I think it's rad.
yeah.
Well, I guess with that, man, you got anything else you want to get off your chest or anything you want to plug, man?
I would love to get on the card and defend my Muay Thai championship. I don't know who it would be, but I'm just going to go ahead and say right now that I am pretty much introducing kind of an open challenge thing. So, I mean, if someone calls me out that's in the rankings as of right now for the Muay Thai, and I know they're going to be active and such, then I will definitely take them on in a fight and I will defend my title if I so have to. If there's any Muay Thai fight that happens and someone can't make it, I'll also fill in and defend my title just because I am that guy. And other than that, if I can't get the Muay Thai fight that I'm looking for and a Muay Thai title defense that I'm looking for, then I really want to fight in MMA. And I mean, I'm pretty much calling out everybody. I don't know if I should get a ranked guy right away, but I'm looking at people. I'm looking at people like Pinky. I'm looking at people like maybe even Ham as well. Ligma is number 4 for some reason. That spot is easily taken. I can easily take that. I mean, Glob and Flo are fighting, but I mean, it's pretty much whatever, man. I'll take on anybody, and whoever wants me, you might as well go ahead and call me out right now because I'm pretty much calling out everybody. So yeah,
I love it. Fucking Pepsi man, ladies and gentlemen. And with that, we will see you guys on Thursday, UUC 26, and this is it for the Skull Tank. I'm gonna try to get one out every week again. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna have a lot of stuff going on, but we're gonna try our best. But we're gonna definitely keep the cards going if nothing else. So see you guys.